it's Monster Zero and Jay, and welcome again to the movie Madhouse. Today on the movie Madhouse, I'm going to review Paranormal Activity 4. It's Halloween, and of course, there's a new Paranormal Activity film in the theaters. And I gotta say, I do like this series, and I did like Paranormal Activity 4. Although this is the first film for me that's starting to show a little wear and tear on the formula that this series follows. And I think it's time now to break out and to do something new and to go in a new direction. But for now, we'll deal with Paranormal Activity 4, which takes place about 5 years after the events of Paranormal Activity 2, in which we last saw the demon-possessed Katie murdering her sister, murdering her brother-in-law, and kidnapping their son, her nephew, and taking him off into the night. Now, this story picks up 5 years later. It's a family in Nevada gets new neighbors across the street. It's a single mom named Katie and her creepy young son named Robbie. Now, when Katie goes into the hospital, they take Robbie in. He has nowhere to go, so they take him in. And of course, before you can say things can go bump in the night, things start going bump in the night. And it's up to their teenage daughter, Alex, who's the only one who seems to notice strange things are going on in the house. It's up to her and her boyfriend, Ben, and they're played by Catherine Newton as Alex, and she does a great job. And Ben, Matt Shively plays him, and I really like the dynamic between both the characters was really good, and that's really one of the things that helped make this film work for me, was even though the plot was a little bit reminiscent of what we got in, the last few times around, these two characters really worked well, and they really made the film work for me, as these two set up all the laptops in the house and to record, and they set up cameras around to try to find out what is going on in this house. And of course, soon they find out that Robbie may not be the only strange thing to take up residence in their home. Katie Featherston is in the film again. Katie's back and has a bigger part in the movie. I liked what they did with the character, and I liked what Katie Featherston did with the part. It did deliver some creepy stuff and did deliver some chills, and it's got a really great last act. That's where the film really came alive for me. Basically, the first act is the act where we seem to find a lot of the deja vu and a lot of the been there, done that. But once the film starts to move along, I think it kind of became its own thing, and I really did enjoy it. There are some hints to the mythos that's been forming, this mythos involving this coven of witches we saw in part 3. So there's a little bit of that, not a lot, not as much as I'd liked, and not as much as I think they should have gone into, but there is some of that. There are some hints as to what might be coming, and that's kind of how I felt about this film, was this film was kind of a placeholder to keep us happy until they can really develop some of these other ideas, some of these more involved ideas, and maybe Paranormal Activity 5 will be the film that really gives us something to chew on, something really new and refreshing, and maybe gives this series a second win that I think it's starting to need now. But otherwise, Paranormal Activity 4 was fun. I did enjoy it. Again, I really enjoyed the cast. I think the cast did a good job. The teens were great. Brady Allen was really creepy as Robbie. And of course, I love Katie, so she was back and had a bigger part. So basically, I'm going to give Paranormal Activity 4 a solid 3 on the Katie meter. And if you like these films and you like Paranormal Activity movies, then go see it. I think it is fun. Just don't expect a lot. This film isn't the film to deliver all the answers to the questions. In fact, it poses a lot more. The filmmakers have a lot to follow up on, and I hope they do, because I do like the series, and I'd like to see it continue, but I'd also like to see them start taking more chances. So, I'm Monster Zero and Jay, and see you next time in the movie Madhouse.